Hey guys, I am back and this is week 3 of my 30-day liquid diet. And last time I told you guys I feel like I could do this forever. Nothing about that has changed. And just reminding you that the 3 products that I'm using are Shakeology, Bariatric Pal, the product 1 protein, because it has everything you need in it, vitamins, calcium, everything, and 30 grams of protein. So to make sure to get the 60 grams in, that's I do one of those a day. And then also Nature's Bounty vitamin protein powder from Amazon. And there's going to link down below where you can get you to any of those products. I'm sure that there's many other great products out there, but I'm not going to keep looking at other stuff. So I'm pretty well good with what I got going on. So to let you know how it's going, I had to let myself know how it was going because I was kind of like, I was happy, but somehow I felt like I wasn't doing very good. Because today is actually one day past my 3 weeks, so I've actually lost another pound since yesterday. But as of yesterday, 3 weeks in, I lost 7 pounds. Actually 7.5. So 4, 5, 6, 6.5 pounds as of yesterday. And today it was a total of 7.5 pounds. Anyways, so, and here I was thinking, are you fucking kidding me? I'm doing like nothing but liquid protein shakes and vegetables with an occasional bite of something. And I do mean, I'm surprised at how good I've been doing. And so one thing that I know, and this is why I talk about accountability, it's not only for, when you keep track of everything you do, including your weight, you need to keep track probably weekly, but at least monthly, but I would say weekly. And the reason why is, number one, if it's really honest to goodness not going good, you can, those numbers aren't lying. It's not a fucking lie. You know, you did or did not lose weight. It doesn't tell the whole story, because if you're going to the gym building muscle, you know, it doesn't tell that part, but, you know, where you're switching fat for muscle. But, you know, if you really did lose weight, you really did lose weight. And so it's good motivation too to remind you when you think you're not doing very good or you think it's not working for you, because the reason most of us are in this situation and ended up having surgery to begin with is because we want instant satisfaction. And that's why we shove food in our face, because we want to feel better right the fuck now. So if we don't shove food in our face for a day, we expect to lose 5 pounds. Now I know if someone asked you that, do you really expect to lose 5 pounds in a day? You're like, no. But when you step on the scale and it didn't move 5 pounds, it's easy to give up and quit. So the first thing I did was I went through my my scale weight tracker, and I wrote down, and I'm gonna go through this in just a second, but I wrote down everything just on a monthly basis. I have another log that I don't even know where that book went, which is maybe why I fell off the rails, because I just stopped doing everything I was supposed to do. Everything. And I don't have anyone to blame for myself. And based on what I'm about to tell you, right? I cannot sit here and say my surgery isn't working, wah, wah, wah. Okay, because I see a lot of that shit. My surgery's not working. And because I saw it, I kind of already knew. I better do this first before I start whining. Okay? So I've been drinking shakes for 3 weeks. If for the next week I continue and even just lose 1.5 pounds, okay, so let's say I lose 9 pounds in 4 weeks, except for the first month post-op, that will be my actual highest weight loss in 1 month since my surgery. Exactly, my highest. So I'm over here going, this isn't working. Why did I give up food? I just not, I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. You know, this delusional shit in our head. But the first month after surgery, I lost 19 pounds in 1 month. So from February 5th to March 5th, and that wasn't even a full 30 days. But February 5th to March 5th, I lost 19 pounds. The next month, month 2 post-op, I lost 6.5 pounds. And my 3rd month post-op, I lost 6.2 pounds. And then that's when stuff started really like going woo woo. 4th month, I only lost 1.5 pounds. 5th month, I lost 3.5 pounds. And the 6th month, I lost 5.5 pounds. And then it really started slowing down again. So 7th month was 1.8, 8th month was 2.2, and then this is where it took a nosedive, another stall. My 9th month, I only lost 0.8 of a pound. 10th month was 2.8, 11th month was 2.8. December of last year, it was 0.2 for the whole month. And this is what's so frustrating. I got back on track again. January, I lost 2.4 pounds. And, what? Oh, I don't even know what the hell that was. So by February, I was February 5th. So that's 1 month post-op. I was down to 163.6. And that's when the shit came off the rails. So in the last 5 months, this is what I did by not doing anything I was supposed to do. Generally speaking, I really didn't eat that bad either. I pretty much stayed on plan all day long until the nighttime. And then for some reason, some psychological bullshit, I'm sure, I would just go crazy. Anyways, so February, so on March 8th, that was my 13th month, I gained 2.4 pounds. The next month I gained 3.6. The next month I gained 0.6. The next month I gained I lost 0.2. And then July 6th, so this is just a few weeks ago, I had gained another 2 pounds that month. And then in a week, I gained 2 pounds. In just 1 week. And that was the day that I started. I weighed 174 the day that I started this liquid diet. And the first week I lost 4.2 pounds. The next week I lost 0.8. And this last week I lost 1.6. My first day of the 4th week, I've already lost another pound. So if it keeps going this way, and I'm going to keep doing this, so long as it's working, I am not going to stop. Because this is proof that, remember I said surgery, it's just a tool, just like a hammer. This hammer doesn't build houses, people do. And your surgery is just a tool. It doesn't lose weight. People lose weight by using the tool. If you set it down and you don't use it, you're not going to lose weight. But this is proof if you pick it back up, it'll work. So if you're over there feeling sorry for yourself because your surgery's not working anymore, and you know who I'm talking to you, right? And you're whining, I'm gonna tell you what all I've like pulled the trigger in the last week, what I'm doing. So, fuck, it's hot out here. Still doing my shakes, and because the Shakeology is kind of expensive, but I really like it. And I'm sure there's other products out there. I saw Kristen, you can find her. I subscribe to her. Anyways, Kristen, I saw she's doing 310, whatever that is. I kind of peeked at it this morning because my husband was looking for, he wants to lose weight now, so he was looking at stuff, but I do not tell my husband how to lose weight. This is his own business because I don't want anyone telling me how to lose weight. You don't fucking know me and my body, so I can't pretend to know you and yours, okay? But, so what I did was I signed up to be a Beachbody coach so that I can get a discount on the Shakeology. And I ordered a challenge pack to get started, and I didn't think it was smart to get an exercise challenge pack, because the truth is I can't exercise really. So I just do, like I said, my granny yoga. Until I get cleared by the doctor and I can physically do it without pain, which so far I can't. So what I did do is I got, I got the 2B mindset challenge pack. And it's more, I mean, it's kind of an that's not the right way to say it, all-inclusive. I guess so. It's an all-inclusive kind of program that mostly focuses on food. Not that there's any ignoring of exercise, it's mostly about food. And if you've had weight loss surgery, I'm going to tell you what is in here really isn't that much different probably than what you had to go through and learn to get your surgery, what you were told you were going to have to do for the rest of your life, what to eat, how much to eat, what proportions to eat for your macros, which is your protein, your veggies, and your starches, and to drink water, and to not eat fried food, to eat grilled food or baked. So it's pretty much the same, but how else can I say this? Obviously, whatever I knew wasn't working. So it can't hurt to do something different. And this book also comes with, came with all the PDF, all of this in PDF version right away. So I was looking at it already. But so it comes with this big fat diary. Okay, this is the tracker, so it's good and thick. It also comes with a get started little booklet to help you get started, a go-to guide, it's a little bit thicker, a little recipe book which has some really yummy looking recipes in here. I'm definitely going to be making this stuff. And then there's videos, and I haven't started watching the videos yet. I just got these in the mail today, but I was peeking at the PDF versions last night. So let me see. I'm going to just give you kind of a sample. So here, this is breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and a dinner. And one of the things that's interesting, and when I start eating again, because I'm not eating yet, so I'm not going to be doodling in this book yet, but let me get back to it. It also has like a grocery list, so that you can make a plan before you go to the grocery store. It has a week at a glance, so this is your plan for the week. Actually planning your week out rather than willy-nilly winging it every morning when you wake up and then falling off the wagon by 3 p.m. It has places to talk about your current mindset. It kind of reminds me of one of these journals that I got for journaling along with a food diary, because I'm pretty good about using my FitnessPal. So it's kind of like that, But this is what's interesting. In my pre-surgery life, one of the diets, I tried, because trust me, I've tried them all, was the China plate diet. So if you think of a China, cardboard plate, it has one big section and 2 small sections. So that diet said, eat whatever you want, but the big section has to be filled with veggies, and the 2 little sections are for protein and carbohydrates. And here, she actually has, let me see if I get that, like there's different proportions for each meal of the day. So it's not the exact same thing each meal. And you get the most of the carbs that you can have for the day in the morning, and your largest meal of veggies is at night. So I like that. She talks about me time. There's a place to write down your whatever you exercise for the day, and this is my favorite. You have to see this, and if you're a surgery post-op, you will totally appreciate this. She said, "Did I poop today? Yes or no?" Because sometimes the struggle's real. Anyways, so what I've noticed about it is she's got a lot of stuff in the go-to guide that's talks more about I would say food pantry hygiene. That's the best word I can use for this, because that's what Kaiser used for, and lots of places use when I went to a sleep class, because when I went to a sleep class, they call it sleep hygiene. So like the things you do the hour before you go to bed to help set you up to actually go to sleep when you go to bed. So I would talk about this hygiene of what your kitchen looks like. And she actually has an organizational chart for your pantry and your refrigerator, of like, when you open the refrigerator, this is what it should look like. When you open the cabinets, this is what it should look like. It should not look like this. And she talks about that a mind frame too. So from the little bit that I've read so far. So I'm gonna get going on that this week. And because I really feel like, I have this big fat Kaiser book. It was all about everything pre-op, post-op surgery, diet, what to do, how to plan, blah, 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 blah. And it's all fine and good. But I almost feel like it was too much information, all in one place. And nobody wants to grab that big fat fucking book and, carry it around for the rest of their life. And so, sometimes when you have too much information shoved at you all at once, it can be really overwhelming. So I don't know how other doctors are doing it. I only know how the two doctors who do it in this area where I live outside of Kaiser, because most of my friends or my mom, everybody had one of those two doctors do their surgery. But so I know how that is. And I almost feel like theirs might not be enough information. And so you might be in a place where you either didn't get enough information or you got too much information. And either way, you're either overeducated or undereducated. And maybe something like this might be good for you too. I don't know. So I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. I want to remind everybody, I am not a medical doctor. This isn't a medical advice. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian. This is not nutrition advice, dietitian. I can only tell you, I know how hard it is to make the decision to cut 90% of your stomach off and hope that that's it and that you don't ever have to worry about it again. But the truth is, we have to worry about this shit every fucking day for the rest of our life. That's the way that it is, because otherwise we're not gonna make it. And a reminder, one of the things that Kaiser stressed is that this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And how the medical community measures bariatric surgery success is not how quickly and or if you get to your goal weight. It's what do you weigh 5 years out, 10 years out, 15 years out, 20 years out. It doesn't matter. Yippee for you. You lost 300 pounds in a year. But if you gain it all back by year 5, then you're not a success story. Okay, so generally speaking, people who start at a smaller weight, when they have surgery, they tend to be slower losers. They don't put up big numbers like people who are what they call morbidly obese. I don't know exactly what scale number that starts at. I don't know if it's 300, 400, 500, but the more you weigh, the bigger your numbers are going to be, the faster the weight can come off. You still have to work at it. So that's where I'm at. I can say I really like my Shakeology shakes. I really like my Bariatric Pal, and I really like the Nature's Bounty. They're all good. A couple of things that I do to make it interesting, and I'm gonna work on maybe typing up some recipes of how I just making different shakes, you know, how you can zhuzh it up. Oh, that was another thing. Shakeology came with a nice little like recipe guide of jazzing up your shakes, things you can add to it to make it taste different, so you're not eating the same fucking thing every day. Whether you want to exchange 1 meal a day for a shake, 2 meals a day for a shake, 3 meals a day for a shake, 4 meals a day for a shake. So in between my protein shakes, I do allow myself to have vegetables. It's usually snap peas or little mini English cucumbers. I usually will have those with a couple tablespoons of cream cheese. And then also I made vegetable soup. And with the vegetable soup, when I got done, I blended all the veggies. One of my goals for myself is I wanted to shrink my stomach, so to speak. I don't think that my stomach is stretched out, but it doesn't have that really tight feeling like it did. And that feeling in the beginning, it was tight because it was swollen from being cut. So once the swelling was done, that's when you could eat, 4 or 5 ounces. And then we top out, probably anywhere from 6 to 8 ounces that we can eat at a time. But I wanted to get back to a place where I wasn't chasing the feeling of being full. Because what would happen is I would eat, and then 20 minutes later I don't feel full anymore. And so I take a bite of something to keep that fullness. And that's not good, because that's how you graze your way back to your starting weight. So I blended my vegetables and put it back into the broth, and so the whole thing is still a broth. So I'm still getting, extra fiber, flavor, and some things that I add to my shakes to make them interesting is I use flavor extracts. So like I got peppermint, coconut. I use sugar-free pudding powder. But the pudding powder only works if you're using some kind of milk, and it doesn't have to be cow's milk. I use almond coconut silk brand milk, and I use the unsweetened. It's only 30 to 40 calories for a cup, and I use a half a cup, generally speaking, and I use green tea, diet green tea, in there as well. And as long as you have milk in there, you can add a little bit of pudding. And I got a sampler pack, so to speak, on Amazon that had all these different flavors of sugar-free, fat-free pudding. And I put two teaspoons into my shake. And also, even though they say whatever the directions are, regardless of the product, if they say use 6-8 ounces, I actually use more like 20 ounces of fluid and ice. And so, and 2 teaspoons of the pudding. So I got banana, lemon, cheesecake, white chocolate, pistachio, fudge, butterscotch, vanilla, and then I also have sugar-free syrups, and I have vanilla, mango, caramel, raspberry, and mint. So I'm able to, like last night I used vanilla shake powder, vanilla protein powder, with white chocolate pudding and 2 pumps of raspberry syrup, and it's all sugar-free. And oh my god, it was so good. It was like white chocolate raspberry. I don't even like white chocolate, but it was fucking amazing. I also did the same thing. I used the raspberry when I did the cheesecake, and that was like, it tasted like cheesecake with raspberry drizzle. One of my favorites is to do mint. Another thing I like to do is to put fresh baby spinach in there, about a cup's worth. And I do that in almost all of my shakes. One time I was out of spinach and I used snow peas, snap peas, whatever. Don't do that. If you do, only use like 3 peas, because that shit was like drinking peas, and I was like, well, you made it, you gotta drink it. You don't have money to be throwing this crap away. But it's okay, but I don't ever fucking want to do that again. Let's see. I'm getting close to timing out here. I think that's... Oh, my mom and I went to a Vietnamese restaurant and a Thai restaurant. We got vegetable soup at both of them. And I brought home the leftovers and blended the vegetables into the broth. And then I have yummy broth for that. And 1 shake a day, sometimes I'll put frozen fruit in there, but no more than like 2 ounces, because it's too much sugar. And I found when I was doing that, that was the 2nd week, and I wasn't working. I didn't lose as much weight, so I just cut that shit out, and that's when I went to the pudding. And so there's other things you can put in there. You know, I've heard peanut butter, so I'm gonna buy some of that PB Fit 2, the peanut butter powder that's high protein, low carb, and fat, to have yet another flavor to add in there. Because like I said, I'm gonna keep going. My husband and I are finally going on our honeymoon the 2nd week of September. We're going to Hawaii, and I'll be damned. I'm gonna lose every pound I can before that. One last thing, I gotta tell you, I'm not happy about something. And generally speaking, just so you can see, I'm pretty lucky with my saggy skin so far. I still have a ways to go, but that's my saggy arms. But the one thing that's bothering me is my turkey waddle. So I wanted to share this for those of you out there, because you may not have ever heard of it, maybe you did, and I had used it before and I forgot about it. So today when I was looking in the mirror putting on makeup, I really saw it, and I was like, oh fuck, it's nasty. So this is a fascia blaster, and this is also, it's another kind. I got this one on Amazon. I'm just trying to show you the different, not on Amazon, I got it on eBay. I think the original product name is Anma, A-N-M, Anma. Anyways, I typed orange fascia blaster on eBay, and I got this, because this is like $8, and this is like $65. Maybe it's $35, I don't know. But anyways, so there's videos, you can find a bajillion videos on YouTube on how to use this, but the general is, and I've seen, you know, so you do that, but you don't do it just right on your skin. You gotta have some kind of oil on your skin, or lotion, or in the shower with soap. And so I don't know if you guys can see my icky waddle, but so I'm gonna get to this and get doing it and see if it makes a difference like it's supposed to, and we'll see what happens. They also have larger versions for larger portion body parts, like stomach and things like that. And so I think I'm gonna start working on my stomach too. So that's where I'm at. And Vegas Survivor, talking to you. You got this, girl. Just pick up the tool and start using it, okay? All right. Love you guys, and I will talk to you next week at 4 weeks and let you know how the whole thing's going. Don't forget to look down below for links to products if you're interested. And au revoir. Bye-bye.